Hello and welcome to yet another Sims 3 video. In the space of days. I don't know what's going on. This one is, as you can... One second, let me just turn that fucking thing down. Go away. Why isn't that on here? Oh, it is. It's got a slider. Okay. Turn that down, the volume, so that we don't have pings from Facebook, which I have no idea to turn off, how to turn off from the actual website. Sorry. Anyway, so today we are building this lovely little home, which is a Caribbean-style house, although it ended up just being a beach-style house, but, you know, it's kind of Caribbean-y. It's turquoise, that's Caribbean-y, isn't it? We'll say it, it's Caribbean-y. Anyway, so it's relatively large. It's got, let me think, 2 bedrooms, 1 box room. And when I say a box room, I'm not sure if Americans have box rooms. I'm not sure if anyone but the English have box rooms. They're like, well, I suppose you class them as bedrooms, but you usually can only fit a single bed in them, if that. And they're a bit sort of nothing rooms, really. Sort of, this one I use as a nursery in this house, but as you can see, I'm putting on a lovely tiled roof at the moment. Over a wraparound porch. Another thing about this video, you'll have to excuse the really bad quality of it. It's not that bad, but it's worse than I thought it was going to be, because for some reason Sims 3 decided it wasn't going to record, so I had to download a interesting and slightly more confusing recording software. Jesus, more like a slideshow than a... What is going on? Anyway, now that I've stopped... Oh, no, there we go again. Now that I've... Gosh, this is hurting my eyes. Oh. We'll just have to ignore it. There's pictures at the end. But yeah, so I downloaded some software, which I've now gotten rid of, and downloaded some more software, because if you could go out and buy it, then I probably would. I probably ought to look into that. I've not even had a look. So I live in literally the middle of nowhere, so getting anywhere is sort of 20 minutes tops, minimum even, 20 minutes minimum, to get anywhere that might sell computer stuff. Anyway, so let's carry on talking about the house now. I was inspired by some pictures which I saw on Google, Caribbean-styled homes, surprisingly, and they all seem to have these big shutters and terracotta roofs and sliding, and it all looks terribly exotic. So that's sort of what I've gone with here on the outside. On the inside, like I say, it's quite beachy rather than Caribbean. But I think it works. I was really pleased with it because I went around making sure nothing was at right angles to anything else. So I suppose if anyone actually has OCD, then this would be your nightmare. Would be your nightmare house, because you just nothing straight. Anyway, so I'm putting in a place for the stairs now, or at least I was, and now these large French doors on the back going out onto the veranda, which I sort of spoke over where I was putting that fireplace in. That fireplace is from the Sims resource, which is a wonderful site. Recommend you sign up to it. I really like that fireplace. I think it suits outside. I've put it outside before on a deck like that, and it looks right. It looks like that's where it's meant to be, rather than... I don't think it's an inside fireplace. I wouldn't really put it on the inside at all, really. I don't think. Anyway, I'm just editing this in the gable up there because I think that I thought it just looked a bit plain going all the way up like that. Window for the bathroom. That little room there is the bathroom. Oh, we're on to the upstairs already. That was quick. Didn't expect that. Yeah, this is quite a small, pokey house, but it's functional. Everything works. I thought I'd be fancy here, look, and use triangular wood to make it pretty where it meets on each side of the porch. Anyway, so yeah, everything works, and well, two of the bedrooms have en suites, which makes things a hell of a lot more practical. And two of the bedrooms I'd consider quite large. I don't know if that's because I'm British, and you know, if you can fit a double bed in it, it's large. Doesn't matter if if that's all you can fit in it. It's a big room. But yeah, so on the inside, I started off with this wallpaper and this panelling where the kitchen's going to go. I do change that later because I thought it looked a bit fuddy-duddy. So I changed it so that it's only on a couple of walls and have, once I choose it, have I chosen it? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. This sort of yellowy cream colour that's quite warm. I changed that for most of the walls. This is something, actually, which I was loath to do. I didn't actually want this. No, nobody really wants a door from the bathroom to the kitchen. And it used to be, in British regulations, that you had to have 2 doors between a kitchen and a bathroom. Or a kitchen and a toilet. You don't anymore, which is stupid, really. The only toilet regulation, really, is that you have to have one on the ground floor. Save quick. Yeah, you have to have one on the ground floor, but that's the only regulation, which seems a bit stupid, really, because it's obviously more sanitary to have more doors between where you shit and where you eat. There's an old saying, isn't there? Don't shit where you eat. I suppose the saying doesn't actually include multiple doors. Otherwise it'd be, don't shit where there's less than 2 doors. Anyway, that makes it needlessly complicated. This is me taking a peruse around the building before I actually do anything. And we start putting the kitchen in, which I take a large amount of time. This video is misleading because you don't realise how much time you actually took to design this house. This house took 2 hours to make. I suppose it's condensed by about... well, it's about a quarter of the time. Yeah, it's about a quarter of the time. You just don't realise how long these things take. Just trying to decide here which fridge to use, what cooker to use. I prefer this cooker to most of the other ones, because the other country-style one looks like something the Crankies would have, and the modern ones don't fit with kitchen surfaces. Has anyone else noticed that? That really irritates me, because it's like a couple of inches higher. It just doesn't look fitted. It doesn't look like a fitted kitchen. Oh, pardon me. It just doesn't look like a fitted kitchen. If you've got sort of bits attached at different heights, it just doesn't look right. Sometimes it looks nice. It depends what you're going for, doesn't it? But here, I've gone for sort of like a country fitted kitchen type thing. Although I'm trying to go all modern twist here with different coloured chairs. It looks quite nice. Yeah, it looked nicer in the game. And now I thought go all, summer-like. It's been really hot today, and I've had headaches for the past week. Because in Britain, it's probably only been about 24 degrees, but it's been sweltering for a British person. British people are like, Jesus, it's the end of the world. Just showing off more things from the Sims resource here. This wonderful cabinet, which you can put things in. Why doesn't Maxis Is it owned by Maxis? Is Maxis still the people that own Sims? They're not, are they? Is it EA? Someone owns it. Why can't they come up with, you know, things like that cabinet where you can put things in? Or I think that in Into the Future you can have shelves which you put things on, and there are some things which you can put things on, but for the majority you have to go and download things to put things on. Doesn't make much sense, but I can't discredit the makers of the game too much, because, still bought it, still play on it. Just covering this wall in paintings here. In my house, I have tons of paintings. I don't know about anyone else's house. I live in an old house, and it just seems right to have an awful lot of paintings. But yeah, so change suddenly to the outside. This is what I meant by me trying to put things at not quite 90 degrees. I think the sofas out here do end up being 90 degrees, which sort of defeats the point. But I wanted this deck to feel like somewhere that you'd love to spend summer evenings. And then inside, when it does get slightly cooler, although this is sort of a Caribbean island, so it doesn't get much cooler, but when it does get cooler, you've got this little snug here, this little living room inside, and you have got a dining room inside, which I wasn't going to put in, because, to be honest, I figured if you live in this house and it's sunny, I can't imagine you'll want to eat inside very much, if that makes sense. Whenever we go on holiday, it's very rare that we eat inside, and this sort of feels like a bit like a holiday house, I suppose. I'm changing the wallpaper now. I'm changing it to this slightly bluer colour, because for some reason everything's blue. Everything in my build seems to be blue. Everything. I seem to have blue. It must be my favourite colour. That was me thinking my favourite colour was red. Just making this blue living room. Getting mirrors. Because it's quite small, I think you do need a lot of mirrors. Doing a desk area here. At first I was going to put these bookcases in the desk like that, and then colour it all white. But I thought... it didn't look right, it looked sort of unprofessional, so I just went with this. And in a moment I put one of my favourite ever pictures. There it is. Don't know what that says about me. That's one of my favourite ever pictures that they ever put in The Sims 3. I put it in bathrooms a lot. Again, I don't know what that says about me. I never put it in bedrooms. I do sometimes. But, yeah. There's lots of seats in this house. And I've tried to make it feel like the furniture hasn't been purposefully bought for the house. Because I find that sometimes when people build houses, they're nice, but I wouldn't want to play on them because they don't feel like a home. If that makes sense. I like when I play Sims for houses to feel like a place that someone would actually live in. And normal people. I don't really like playing the famous people because, well, then you have to build a massive fence around your lot because everyone turns up and all the paparazzi are like out your window. And, what's happening here? Oh, saving. But yeah, when people build beautiful modern houses, I was watching one earlier, Simtastic Builder, and he's a brilliant builder, but his house, I wouldn't want to play on it. I think because it's too big. I don't mind big houses, and whenever I do big houses, they are so full of stuff. I think that's the British for you. British people like lots of stuff. don't really know I don't know anyone whose house doesn't have knickknacks in it. My aunt does. My aunt does. I love their house. Actually, no, it's completely gone against everything that I've said. I actually love their house. It's quite Art Deco, their house. There's lots of glass and it's quite large open spaces. But she's a fan of knickknacks, but in moderation. Yeah. Knickknacks in moderation. That's the key. If only, you know, that man that gave that dog a bone knew about that. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone. Knick-knack, in moderation, give the dog a bone. It's something to ponder, I suppose. Anyway, back to the bathroom. This bathroom is slightly... I keep forgetting that I'm meant to be talking about this video. I'm watching it and thinking, oh, this is going on. But whenever I watch videos of people building houses, I sort of tune out, go do something else, do homework or something while I'm watching it. Anyway, that bathroom that you just saw me build, the blue one, as everything is blue, oh no, it's white. That bathroom is more, you know, classical. I don't want to say classical, because everyone says classical and it's wrong. Traditional, that's the word. It's more traditional. Because I can imagine that when this house was built, say, 50s, maybe, they only put one bathroom in it, and it was upstairs. And that I can imagine that porch went all the way around, and it was a lot smaller. And I like the idea that it's been added to and sort of progressed as a house. So the bathroom downstairs is decidedly more modern, and I think in the smaller bathrooms you need a more modern bathroom, because if you have a traditional bathroom in a small space, it tends to look tacky and naff. For traditional bathrooms to work, I think you need a larger space. I don't know if I put a shower in that more traditional bathroom. I don't think I did, but there's showers everywhere else. And there's that walk-in shower that you've probably seen me put in if you're paying any attention. If you're not, if you're like me, pay attention! Pay attention and watch my video! Anyway, thank you. That shower is from the Sims resource, and I love it. Thing is, I think it's one of the cheapest showers, and even though it looks amazing, it breaks nearly every single time your Sims use it. So you might want to change that out if you download this house. If you can download this house. I keep uploading houses to the exchange, but it won't let me upload them. If anyone actually watches this all the way through and can tell me why the fuck the exchange won't upload my houses, because the launcher says that it does. The launcher lies to me. It lies to me. Anyway, it lies. But the exchange won't show any of the houses I've uploaded. And I've uploaded 3, maybe 4 since the last one I uploaded. And I'm gonna have to make a video of that so that I can just show people this house so that you can go and download it. Anyway, let's get back to the house. Yeah, get back to the house, Joe. So, yeah, I'm making a little dressing area. I couldn't decide which bedroom was going to be the master. I mean, they're both quite mastorial. Mastorial? That sounds like something from 50 Shades of Grey, so let's just skip over that. Either one of them could be the master, because both of them have en-suites, and one of them has its own veranda, so I sort of took that to be the master, but that one's smaller. It's got everything you need in it, but it hasn't got that dressing area, and it's just sort of... Both of them turned out nice. Turned out nice again. It's a George Foreman grill. Anyway, I decided I was going to make this a 4-seater table, but then I figured, well, if this is the master suite, and it's being, say if this is a holiday let, and it's being rented out by a family, or a couple of families, people don't want other people on their little veranda, do they? They want it to be private, so I figured I'd just, you know, only have 2 seats. That was a very long-winded explanation for 2 seats. I should be talking about this pool. Let me talk about this pool instead. So, there's this pool decking, which I wasn't going to do, but it irritated me how the pool levelled off the land. So I just thought, if I'm going to level it off, I might as well put it on a deck. So there's that big fence at the back, because I figured people from the road don't want people watching you swim. I mean, it is very open at the back, this house. I prefer it from the back than I do the front. I think it has more of a Caribbean-y feel from the back. And this pool, I wasn't very creative with this pool. I thought that when I was doing it, and I thought, by this point I just couldn't be bothered with the outside. I didn't want to do the outside. I just sort of pushed myself to do it. Yeah, now I'm going to start doing some landscaping. I start by painting, so I put some mud around the edges of the house, because I figure that makes it more realistic. And then I do this pagoda, which I haven't done in ages. And since I've got a new computer, the shadows are amazing on this. Look at that under the pagoda, if you can. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And now, I have done some really nice gardens in some houses that I've made, but quite often, the garden is the thing that I do last. And I just can't be bothered by the time I get to it. Anyway. So I put that white picket fence out front, and then a hedge, which when I got to this point, I thought, hang on a second, it's going onto a beach. No one's going to be able to grow a hedge on a beach. So I put this fence out, because I figured that this I didn't enclose much outside space, because I thought that because you've got the beach right there, who actually would want that much land to try and tend? I always think that about big gardens. Oh, this is exciting because we're on to the screenshots. This is from the outside, this is from the front, and like I said, this is from the back, and that's the shot that I really like. From the back, I just think it looks far more Caribbean-y. I think it's those windows on the first and second floor. Anyway, this is the ground floor plan, and now we're inside the ground floor. This is the living area and the study. Those sofas, I love those sofas. The back porch, quiet phone. This is the pool deck, looking out up to that house that's perched really precariously. The dining area, the different coloured chairs, which looks quite nice actually. And you can see that wallpaper now. I couldn't see it when I was building it. This is a kitchen, which I really like. I think it's very pretty and quaint. This is the back deck again. Don't know what that's doing there. This is the first floor. So this is the hall, which I actually went and edited some stuff, which is why you can see the grid again. I do change that though. This is one of the bedrooms. This is the nursery. I don't think there's only one picture of that. And this is the second bedroom. And there's the dressing area. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching and subscribe. See you next time.